every time you tell me, I get an interesting perspective, Shri. So one thing is, you actually talked to me about the fact that you went and discovered things that you never done before. Okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's not how probably the engineers of the past were, right? In the last few decades. So therefore,
Yeah.
when you wanted to get there and start looking at reliability engineering or smart manufacturing or using automation of plants and things like that, uh, what was your method of learning? Okay,
Yeah.
was it, because it's a very important thing. One is to actually get completely stuck saying that I won't take any risks and
Yeah.
make mistakes. So how
Yeah.
did you go about learning,
Yeah.
reducing your mistakes, and
Yeah.
building a career around probably the most in thing today, which is digital factories? So what are your key tenets that you can share with us?
Yeah. Learning. I'm not a patient book reader. Anything. If I buy a new toy, a lawnmower, for example, uh, I wouldn't even read a book, and I'll try to figure it out myself. It's like assembling an IKEA furniture. A few times I was screwed up or put the wrong bolt and wrong screw, and so I'm more of a tinkerer and trying to be hands-on. Uh, and early on, the one thing I learned to do is go watch the process, go listen to the people, and they want to tell you, and they help you learn things, and you learn quite a bit by watching and observing. And I give you an example. I didn't know much about reliability engineering, and I got hired. Peter shared. My boss at the time at Swayzak, I don't know what he saw in me, but he did hire me and gave me an opportunity and hired me. Um, and I hired this maintenance planner, and he came from automotive company. He taught me everything about doing maintenance planning in any company. I used to get mad at him and say, "Why are we not putting all the equipment in preventive maintenance?" And he walked me through the process and say, "Look, without plans and without parts, a preventive maintenance plan is not a very good. It's just a paper plan." It doesn't work, and you don't get the efficiencies and yields. So you taught me all the nuances. So that's kind of what my mo when it comes to learning. You go talk to the people, learn from people, and obviously you do have to do some book learning and some even coding and things like that. You have to do a little bit on your own. So that's kind of how I will go about learning. Listening to the people and asking some questions. Sometimes they're not the very smartest of the questions, but that's how I learn. Yeah.
Sridhar here talks about the importance of observing and watching. Think back and look at what you do every day, and then reflect on how deeply do you watch and observe people, processes, and business problems. I think that provides a host of ideas for you to solve business problems. And as an engineer, it's very critical to ask stupid questions. And you don't need to worry about why it's not so intelligent. I think the fact that you need to ask those stupid questions and keep asking them again and again to understand the core business problem and therefore get deep into why this problem is occurring, and therefore you will find a solution at the end of the deep pit. That I think is the most important, and you don't need to get embarrassed asking idiotic questions. That I think is a very key message that he gives out in this discussion.